Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good day to all. Welcome to another edition of Homie Picks. It is I, Jared, with Ben, and we got back Lou, fresh off his bye week. I hope everybody's expecting a good week this week. Last week was pretty interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
it was and even off the field, things got interesting for some. We'll talk about that one a little later. But before we even get to this week's picks, I'd like to welcome another state into the betting the betting circles. Connecticut has now arrived into it. That makes it the 13th state now that is a legalized betting state. So that's along with Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. So welcome to all the people in Connecticut. You no longer have to travel too far. And those who live in surrounding areas, you can now travel even closer, probably. So
have another option. It's funny though, because I believe New York has passed the law for it to get online betting and whatnot. They just haven't implemented it.
Yeah,
which just I don't know what they're waiting for, to be quite honest.
It's New York, man. We wait for life. We're waiting for life. Those who actually were watching games last week, it was actually pretty impressive to see the Jets win. The Giants should have won, but that's not here nor there.
Oh, it's here. It's here. We should have won.
However, what is currently here are the Cleveland Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The same
Cleveland versus Cleveland at this point with everything going on over there.
Right.
It's the Ohio Bowl.
The Ohio Bowl.
Cincinnati is a 2.5-point favorite, minus 142. The Browns are a plus 120. Bengals coming off a loss though to the lowly Jets. I don't know. 2.5 might be generous, but at the same time, it could be a toss-up too. Who do you think is going to take this one, Lou?
This game got Cincinnati redeeming himself and all over it. It's a interdivisional game for them. I think it's a big game. Cleveland doesn't know who they are right now at all. Baker, last week's game is not on Baker, I think. I think Baker made all the right passes. His receivers just didn't have them stickums on. Although Beckham was a no-show, and Travis Landry dropped probably 3 of the most important passes of the game. And so I'm going to take Cincy. I think Joe Burrow bounces back. As difficult as the Cleveland defense is, I think they're just going to wear them out. Cincy, that is, just being on the field. And I don't trust anybody on Cleveland to stay with Jamar Chase. He is lighting up everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. So I'm taking Cincy on this one.
Benny?
Yeah, I'm with Lou on this one. I like Cincy as well. I think that was a fluke loss with the Jets. I mean, tough game. I really thought they were gonna lose the game just right out from the beginning. I was like, oh, this is a letdown game, and they were actually, when they started fighting back to win, I was like, oh, I was impressed. They actually kept in there, so I was much impressed by that. I really thought they were gonna lose it. Get knocked out by the Jets easily, but it didn't happen that way. But yeah, I like Cincy. I don't trust Cleveland's offense right now. I mean, the drama with Odell and Baker, that it never really worked, and now it's really coming to a head. He's probably gonna. I know he wants to get traded. I mean, his father put that video out there, and even had LeBron tweeting something about it, or Instagram, whatever it was. But yeah, it's just hard to trust them. I know Nick Chubb is back, which helps their run game, but they're still missing Hunt. And I don't know. Baker's just not playing as well as he did last year. He's fallen back just enough. I mean, granted, he's not that type of quarterback that will carry a team for you, but he's missed some throws as well. I mean, he's missed some wide open receivers and it's thrown it to double coverage. So I don't like his decision making right now with Baker. So yeah, I'll take Cincy over this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I think Cincy's gonna win this one. Also, I don't trust Cleveland, and that's just what it comes down to. I just don't trust them. They haven't really shown me anything significant since the Chargers game. And I think it seems
Right.
like ever since then they have been nothing but a letdown team since. Um, it's it's funny how we all thought, going into the season that it would have been Baltimore and Cleveland 1 and 2.
Right.
And Cleveland, Cincinnati has really shown that they even with that loss, and granted, I think they took the Jets for granted early. That's why for what it's worth, I forget his first name. I know it starts with M, but the Jets quarterback White. Mike White.
Mike White.
You can't get
White Mike.
you can't get a more generic fun name than that. But I mean, the boy was just lighting him up. And that kind of goes to when you really don't know game tape like that. It's kind of easy to, pop off on somebody like that. But at the same time, right. they had damn near 60 minutes to figure this one out, and he was just lighting them up. And I just think that's just an anomaly. Especially you up 11, we're not thinking you're going to lose to the Jets, but they wound up doing that. But I think that's definitely going to be a bounce back game for them. I think since he is a for real team, and I think even if you want to look at the point spread for it, I think even 2.5 is probably generous as well. On to the next, the team that the Giants, the team that the Chiefs should have lost to, versus the team that I'm not gonna make any puns to it, but the Las Vegas Raiders, because there's a sad situation that had with the Raiders organization. It seems like they've had a really rough off the field year this year. For all those who don't know, Henry Ruggs II was in a DUI, driving his Corvette 156 miles per hour, and fatally injured somebody. So condolences to that person's family. Honestly, it doesn't even matter who's in the wrong or who's in the right. You go 156, it don't look good no matter how you look at it.
Yep.
And for anybody who's young watching this, please be responsible. Don't think because you have a fast car you can do whatever the hell you want to. This ain't Fast and the Furious. That shit's a movie. Please be responsible. Please be safe out there wherever you are. So Raiders, Giants. Raiders are a 3-point favorite, minus 156. Giants are plus 132. As tradition goes, the person whose favorite team it is goes last. So Lou will be sitting into the end. Ben, how do you see this one shaping out?
This one's tough for me because the Giants are always an enigma. Sometimes they play well, sometimes they play like hot trash. It's like you don't know what you're gonna get that week.
Life is like the box of chocolates.
The problem with pretty much. And then now they're facing with the Raiders, which are having so much off the field troubles, which I think at one point it's gonna affect them in their playing. I mean, it just has to. So this one's tough because Derek Carr has been playing really well for the Raiders, but I think just the distraction this week and interim head coach coaching them, I think the Giants pull a win from this one. I think they squeak by. I take the Giants on this one.
If you would have asked me on any given Sunday would the Giants beat the Raiders, I would have said hell to the no. I'd have said hell no, the Giants would win. But what's funny is the same, like you said, to your point. They just so hard to figure out and gauge. They should have won that game against Kansas City. I mean, I think that probably was like, to me, that's a letdown loss for the Giants. I mean, even though people have been getting into Kansas City, a lot this year. That was one team I felt should have definitely got that one, especially the way they played to the end. It's just a field goal away. That was really what it took. But I think everything that is going on, because even though they did respond when they had the Gruden thing going down, and they responded well by beating Denver. I honestly,
Right.
I think with the Ruggs situation, I just don't see the Raiders, especially coming from Vegas to New York. I really don't see that really being a help for them either. So I think the Giants will squeak by this one. I think everything that's going on. I think going from West Coast to East Coast is not going to help. I think this Ruggs situation is not going to help. It's going to be a very looming thing that's going on with them. So I think the Raiders probably drop this one.
Yeah.
Lou, how do you see your team faring against the?
We should beat Kansas City. I think a lot of things factor into that loss. We didn't have our full weapons on that on the field, and I had the conversation with somebody. I said, if you take Daniel Jones and Pat Mahomes and swap them, you're looking at the same team. You're looking at the same kind of quarterback. I think Daniel Jones hasn't let us down this year. I just think he hasn't had a full team around him. I'm hoping we get some of our receivers back. Hoping Shepard comes back. I'm hoping the money we spent on Kenny Dolley pays off finally. He shows up for a game. He hasn't scored a touchdown at all, and he's missed the last 3 games. Like you said, the West Coast team coming to the East Coast, especially that 1 o'clock game, can always be tricky. I think the Giants defense keeps us in this game. I think the Giants defense gives us a short field to work with. That way we're not marching, 70, 80 yards on the field to try to score. I'm putting the pressure on defense to get after Carr. Leonard Williams has been a beast this year. I think he's validated everyone from that trade that we did with the Jets last year. Shout out to the Jets. I know we ended up having to pay him, but I think Daniel Jones takes charge in this game, gets a short field to work with, and doesn't turn over the ball. That's the biggest key for Daniel Jones. If he doesn't throw the interceptions, he's always in a good position. So I'm taking my Giants on this one. It's a bounce back game, and we need to make some kind of noise. We still have a chance of making the playoffs in this conference. So we have to start pulling off wins.
I like it.
Yeah, I think I have a chance. I think it's probably your best. I think last week was your best chance, but I think that this week is you probably should have had back-to-back wins. I mean, the other team in your division is playing hella great too. That's the unfortunate part, being Dallas. Onto the other West. Well, going back to the West Coast, but this time 2 teams in the West, the NFC West, that is. Cardinals at San Francisco. Cardinals are without Kyler Murray, but yet the Cardinals are still a 1-point favorite, -120. San Francisco is a +102. This one might be rough. I'm not sure. I don't think anybody expects the Cardinals' backup quarterback to be throwing like Kyler Murray or have an MVP type game like Kyler Murray. I think with Kyler Murray, the Cardinals take this running away. But I think the wild card of having a backup is going to be paramount. So it's really going to be a defensive game, I think. Garoppolo, granted, it's the San Francisco starters, but I think Garoppolo, he might have got his lucky break this week. So, because I think in a duel between him and Kyler, he's not winning it. But between him and whoever the hell they throw out in Arizona, I think he might have a good look. Even though Von Miller is playing, and that's going to be, I feel bad for Paul, the A2021 division president. That's another damn defensive person that goes into your division and plays monstrous and shit. I know he went to the Rams, but It's going to be it's going to be pretty damn tough for the San Francisco 49ers going the rest of the way through this division, whether it be the Cardinals, whether it be the Rams, even Seattle. It's been a bad year for them. So I think in terms of a bad year, they have at least one good moment, and that's going to come Sunday against the Kyler Murray-less Cardinals. What you think is going to happen, Lou?
Well, I mean, reading Kyler Murray, they're saying he's good to go. Do you trust an ankle though? It's hard. I mean, this could be one of those. Let's say he's starting, so they prep for him and they get someone else. If he plays, I think Cleveland. I think Arizona runs away with this game. I don't think San Fran can put enough on the field to stop him, to contain him. He's just playing out his mind. And I had the pleasure of hosting our great president 2020 Vicious Paul, and seeing him scream during a Niners game is the funniest thing in the entire world. I wish I would have recorded to show you guys, but I don't trust San Fran. San Fran hasn't had that trust for me. The same way the Giants are the enigma in the East, the 49ers are that enigma out there in the West. They don't know who their starting quarterback is. Is it a transition year?
So yeah, I like San Fran in this game. I feel like if Kyler's not 100%, he's not going to be able to give him that mobility that he has, because he's a lot like Lamar in the way that they're very shifty and they can get away from pressure and extend plays. That's really what Kyler, he has really embraced that part of his game this year. And I think that's what's made them successful. Now with his ankle, he might not be 100%. So even if he plays, he might not have that movement. So I think he'll be limited. And San Fran still has a good defense. Their defense is not bad. They're starting to discover a run game with the rookie Mitchell, I think it is. And Garoppolo had a good game last week. I mean, he actually passed the ball decently, moved the ball. I think he had like 300 yards, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I like them in this spot here just because Zona's, reeling a little bit with the injury of J.J. Watt, and now with Kyler being hurt. I think this is a good place for San Fran to step up.
It'll be a good way to stop the bleeding. Lou, who was your pick again?
I'm going Arizona with or without Kyler. I just think that their defense is head and shoulders above San Fran right now. I just think, especially in a divisional game and Arizona coming off that loss, like they need to regain the footing in that division. And this is the perfect time to do it against a division opponent like the Niners, who don't have an identity yet.
Yeah, I know I picked in our previous show, I know I picked Niners to win a division. Boy, was I wrong. It's only 9 weeks. It's only 9 weeks into it. Anything can happen. But I think the way both the Cardinals and the way the Rams have both been playing this year, it's very insurmountable.
Yeah, it's difficult to get back.
That's hard to climb that mountaintop.
Yeah.
On to the next one, the team that the Giants should have beat last week versus the team that the Niners should have beat back in week 3. Packers at Chiefs. The Chiefs are a 7.5 point favorite, minus 350. Packers are plus 280. And I know anybody's trying to figure out why in the world would the Packers be the underdog as well as they've been playing to be the underdog to the Chiefs. How could that be? Well, there's a reason why to that. Aaron Rodgers, number 12, John Wick himself, decided to go to a Halloween party it up, and apparently wasn't too cautious, because my man got COVID-19 now, and he's unvaccinated. So that's even going to be even more of a quarantine time for him at that. So now it's Jordan Love era, the era of Jordan Love, the savior of the Green Bay Packers. Could he be the savior for the Green Bay Packers? What do you think, Ben? Can he be the savior?
I don't know. The thing is, like, nobody has seen Jordan Love. Like, I think this year was the first time they actually seen him in practice. Like, nobody knows what this kid can do, so it's like very difficult to gauge. So now you have no quarterback. You have a rookie quarterback. You basically don't have any receivers unless Devontae Adams comes back, which he probably will clear protocol by now, I would assume. But other than that, I mean, you're gonna Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon's gonna have to carry the load. I mean, I don't see them winning this game. I honestly, I cannot see them winning this game without Aaron Rodgers, because the Packers just seem built around Aaron Rodgers. Like, they need him to survive. I just don't see this going. And it's just a bad look for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, this is exactly the same thing I worry about with Carson Wentz, because that guy's not vaccinated either. He can go out in a minute and we can lose him for some games, which makes it even worse. And from our division, it's only between the Colts and Titans, because the other ones are hot garbage in that division. So we still have a chance. So this is what. Oh man, I hope this doesn't happen with Indy, but I feel bad for the Packer fans. But this is a gift for the Chiefs. I mean, they're struggling. I know they picked up Marvin Ingram from the Steelers, which is a good pickup. They need the defense. They need the defense. So I think this is going to be a good game for them. They're going to, they obviously need the win. I think they're going to be able to accomplish that. So I like the Chiefs in this one. Even though they're struggling, I think they're going to be able to pull the win on this one.
Luke?
Yeah, I mean, I say this. This is the momentum the Chiefs need right now. They got the win against the Giants. Like, their next schedule is, if I'm right, Packers, Raiders, Cowboys, Broncos, Raiders, and Chargers. That's a tough schedule to maneuver. I think they got to capitalize on Aaron Rodgers being out, take this win, go get back to above 500, and then go against the Raiders on a Sunday night game, which, again, within that division, it's a lot of moving pieces. I think this is setting up for Kansas City to go on a run. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers out this week. You got next week the Raiders coming off of a loss to the Giants. Foreshadowing that. And then you got them playing the Cowboys. So yeah, could you ask for a week for a quarterback to be out? I would have picked this game. Like, and if I'm the Chiefs, this is a gift wrap W for them. They're at home, so it seems like a no-brainer to me. What's the line again on this game?
7.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs on that. Just on this, Aaron Rodgers is out. Like Ben said, we don't know what Jordan Love is. It's sad that he has to see the Chiefs his first game.
Well, I mean, it could be a good thing. Bad defense.
Yeah, so a defense, you got to take advantage of a quarterback that's brand new. Don't have much tape on him. I think this is going to be a great setup game for the Chiefs to go on a run. So I'm handily taking the Chiefs in this game.
Yeah. You know what? I know it's easy to pick the Chiefs, and damn sure it's easy to pick the Chiefs. We have no idea what the hell Jordan Love is or will do. And I think that's the part that scares me. But it's also the same to Ben's point too. We also know what the Chiefs' defense is, and it's trash. Yeah. So this might be a good look for him. But at the same time, it's to get your first start against the Super Bowl, a former Super Bowl winning championship team, especially a not so far removed Super Bowl champion quarterback. That's going to be a hell of a duel. Even in his worst year, he's still probably better than anything Jordan Love could probably be. And that's just what we do for what we know now. But at the same time, we did see Mike White step in for Zach Wilson. That's not a good example. And we saw what he could do against somebody against a team that plays better defense. So hey, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers in this one. Come on, Jordan Love.
Trust
you can
the
do
love.
it. Come on, I gotta get some love I gotta get some love for Jordan. All right.
I don't know.
Jordan.
Look, I'll give you this. If Jordan Love shows that he can start moving the ball, it's gonna be a shootout, and then the Packers could win because Casey just can't stop anybody. So if the boy is good enough to score and actually scores and puts up some points, then they have a shot. But my feeling is that he's just not gonna step up to it. He's first game, it's gonna be too much pressure for him, I feel. So he's gonna wither a little bit in this game, I feel.
He gonna be like, look, it's I know in Detroit, Eminem got his spaghetti shot, mom spaghetti.
Yeah.
This is gonna be Jordan Love's 8 Mile moment. He's stepping into Arrowhead, going against the Chiefs. Look, I know, knees weak, arms are, it's gonna be one. But
the one thing I say about this is if for all the conspiracy theorists out there, if I'm Green Bay and you want a measuring stick of what Jordan Love can do, and you guys have a comfortable lead, only one loss on the year, this might be the game to throw him in there.
This is it.
Yeah. See what he can do. So, if they had to say, hey, Aaron Rodgers tested positive, right? And sit him down, this might be the way to get your meter stick in there and say, hey, listen, we can trade you in the offseason because Jordan Love performed against the defending, two-time AFC champions. So,
because this is exactly why they didn't want to rush yet, because they didn't know what they even had. They seen him in practice, but you go and do but so much with second, with second team and third team. But on to other teams. The newly formed Voltron Los Angeles Rams.
They added another piece
with Von Miller, as I mentioned earlier with the Cardinals San Fran thing. The Von Miller, Aaron Donald, two-headed monster, or shit, three-headed monster. Let's add Jalen Ramsey into it.
Yeah.
Versus the everlasting life of Adrian Peterson and Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry is out, foot injury. But that I don't think even with Derrick Henry, they would have been the favorites anyway. Rams are 7.5-point favorite, minus 360. Titans are plus 290. This one's going to be tough. But Lou, what do you think is going to happen?
First of all, I feel so bad for Adrian Peterson and Ryan Tannehill, because when you look up at the field and you see Aaron Donald at the first level, Von Miller at the second level, and then Jalen Ramsey at the third level,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. Like,
I'm just shocked other teams don't try and do this. Like, we have good enough players here. Why are we stocking draft picks? Let's get some free agents that help us.
Right. Like,
I don't see it.
I'm sorry. Them at all three levels, and then you go into huddle like, all right, Adrian, we're running to like, nah, I want the ball. Nah. we'll pass it. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Rams look scary, and it's the first time they look scary. And I'm not even talking about their offense. Like, they had the best offseason in acquiring Matt Stafford, and everyone's talking about is their defense, because they are stacked on the defensive side of the ball, which has been their Achilles heel when they get to the playoffs. Right, all the high scoring goes out the window in the playoffs, and it's more of a grit and grind kind of defensive game. So they're built for that right now. I'm taking the Rams on this. Tennessee is a little weak right now. I don't think they'll have Julio Jones back. They're down Derrick Henry. So it puts a lot of pressure on Ryan Tannehill to throw into that defense. So I don't think it can happen.
Ben?
For selfish reasons, I'll take the Rams. I really don't think they're gonna match up well with the Rams right now. They have no Derrick Henry, so they can't control the clock. It's gonna be a lot of pressure on Tannehill, like Lou said. AJ Brown is, gotten better the last couple of weeks, but he was MIA the first few. Julio Jones is injured again, like I thought he would be. So I don't have too much trust in their offense completely, particularly now that their main focus of offense is gone. So I don't know how they're gonna deal with it, and particularly with the Rams. The Rams have a good defense. it's going to be a struggle for the Titans to get points, just because Henry's gone, the big focus of their offense. So it's going to be a tough Sunday for them. And I'm here for it. I want Indy to win the division.
Of course, you're going for selfish reasons, right? So
exactly.
Before I even get to that, y'all have no faith in Adrian Peterson. Remember, this man was a wrecking machine. Remember, this is the same
20 years ago.
What year? And against that defense,
look, Von Miller has been in the game for 11 years. All right,
but Von Miller never had Andrew Donald in front of him and Jalen Ramsey behind him.
Von Miller also had a whole year off too, because he was
and look,
he's very
Von
fresh.
Miller just has to come in on third downs and get that rush.
Von Miller is just here so he don't get fined. Like this is.
I don't know if Tennessee's trusting Adrian Peterson to be their bell cow.
I know.
I don't know.
I know. I was trying, AP. If you're listening, I tried, bro. But even I got no faith in this one either.
Shout out to AP. Carried me when he was at Minnesota in fantasy.
Yeah, I mean fantasy-wise, Minnesota years.
At this point, Minnesota might need you back. I don't know. Could they messing up? That should have been they should have freaking beat the Cowboys last week. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, the Rams, I just see them being too dominant right now. And it's like I said, Von Miller had a year off. So he's very fresh. And I felt like even the last couple of years in Denver, he didn't have to do much because they weren't doing much. Now he's on a championship contending team. I think that's going to add extra life to him. The Rams are just world beaters, man. And Tennessee has gone against, some really good teams. They went against Buffalo and took them down. But I can't see this one not happening. Not this week, at least. I think maybe if Matt Stafford was out, they would have had a chance. But and I'm not wishing for injury, but I'm just saying, I think if he was out, he'll have a better chance. I just don't see it happening. I think Rams take this one. I think it might be a close one, but I still think the Rams is going to win this one. I don't think they're going to just roll over for the Titans in this one. Especially seeing they smell blood in the water when it comes to Arizona with Kyler Murray's, injury, and the fact that you got two division teams, slugging that out, so they can take advantage of this full out. Yeah, that's really what we got for y'all this week. Tonight is Ben's Colts versus the
red hot
New York Jets. Hopefully y'all enjoy that game. I know Ben will be watching. It is his
man, and the Jets figure it out, man, because y'all opened it up for Mike White and y'all kept Zach Wilson in a box. Like, come on, man.
It seems like the Jets of old, And one team that we really do not talk about at all, and I just want to make this thing real short. It reminds me of a Dave Chappelle joke when he said, "Same hero, new boots." That's to me the Detroit Lions, because same Lions, new boots. You have a different quarterback, and it's the same result. Just when I thought maybe Jared Goff, he's gonna rectify his career, he's gonna be throwing X, Y, and Z. No. Same Lions.
I never believed that Goff was that player to be able to carry a team. He's a good game manager, more or less, but you can't ask him to carry a franchise, and that's what Detroit needs. And Detroit's front office is just, I don't know what they're doing.
It's the Barry Sanders curse times the Calvin Johnson curse. That's what it is. Like,
that tells you something, bro. Bro, that tells you something. Your two best players retired at the prime.
Quit
during their prime. I'm sorry.
Quit.
Usually usually when somebody has a good run, of course, they want to be with their family and think about the long-term thing. But usually when they're on a winning team or they've gave something to a franchise that has done something for them, they usually thug it out a little bit longer. The fact that you had Prime Barry and you had Prime Calvin, Megatron, and they
and
both
a quarterback.
said, no,
and a quarterback.
And
well, I think Matt took a little too long, but I'll give you that one.
but Matt can still, like, he's a gunslinger, and that's all he's ever been, is a gunslinger. Like he can throw it up there with everybody else. It's just, his consistency might not be everything all the time, but I mean, I know, well, shout out to the president. I know, he likes to talk about his Bears and how his front office is a joke and so forth. But I think any Bears fan rather have their front office in Detroit front office any day.
They made the playoffs. Lions, no.
I put it this way: there's about like 20 teams in the NFL that would take Matt Stafford right off the Lions
in a heart, yeah,
in a heartbeat. At least 20.
Oh, yeah.
So it was never on Matt. I mean, he's proving that you put him in a good situation, and Cooper Kupp is tearing up the league right now.
Yeah, I must say I'm getting impressed with Matt. Like his last 3 games, he's been playing much better. I think he's getting more comfortable in the system, and now he's starting to make big plays. Like I think they're averaging around 6 yards per play, so they're doing well.
You know what it is? It's the weather. He's so used to coming out his house, getting into a cold ass car. Even if I got remote start, going to a cold ass car, going to a cold ass field right about now. Now he's got some nice 67 degree weather. He's like, oh, this shit, I can move my arms and limbs again. So I think that's what it is.
Got a running game, got a defense, and got receivers. Like,
what else can you ask for? What else can you ask for?
right.
Yeah,
it's
the quietest quarterback in the game.
Yeah. And the fact that they traded Hawkinson, their best tight end that they had, it just proves further that they just going in the wrong direction. At this point, all right, last poll maybe for a while, but who has a better franchise for the next 3 years? Jacksonville or Detroit?
Jacksonville. They have the QB, man.
In unison.
The QB.
That was in unison.
Once you have the QB, it's just so much easier. And they don't just have a QB, they have a really, really good QB. If you've seen the last couple of games, he's starting to figure some things out, and he's making some really dynamic plays. So they have a brighter
I think Jacksonville
future.
takes the same approach that Cincinnati did. Build the offensive line through free agency and use your high draft pick to go get your quarterback some weapons. Get somebody who's familiar with in college. You see, working out with Jamar Chase and Big Joe Burrow down there. Do this. Follow that blueprint. Use your high draft picks. Get these guys some weapons early. You should spend some money on the offensive line, and the rest will take care of itself. Detroit.
Yeah, they just they don't have players anywhere. Like, besides the running back.
I'm sorry, and nobody wants to go play in Detroit.
That too. But you can't blame them. I mean, the front office don't help you.
Yeah.
When players see that the front office doesn't help you and put players on the field that can contribute, it's just like, who wants to be there? That's why people retire.
I mean, you got Megatron coming out like 2 weeks ago saying that they still owe him $8 million.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
that don't look good.
That's poor management. That's poor management.
Exactly.
Nobody ever wants to work for a bad boss.
You can say that again. But so tonight again, it's Colts, Jets.
Go Indy.
Go Indy for Ben.
Oh yeah.
We'll come at y'all. Oh, before I go, top 3 power rankings. Who do you think?
Ooh, before COVID, I would have said Green Bay up there, but this one kicks them in the ass. I'm gonna go with Tampa, Rams, Arizona.
Ben?
That's my 3. That's my 3. I'm actually putting the Rams. I would put the Rams first right now, followed by Tampa, and then Sona.
Yeah, Rams, Cardinals, Tampa. Even with that loss against the Saints, I still think the Buccaneers are probably still the
Now,
third best team.
if the Cowboys have a good win this week, I'll be forced to put them up there because their defense is playing too good, and
Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
They're still
Man.
I mean they're in my top 5, but top 3.
Michael Parsons is that player that you don't know if he's going to be defensive end, linebacker. Shit, he could go back and play DB if you really needed him to. So shout out to him. He's running away with the defensive rookie of the year. Like it's his already. Just
Swiss Army knife.
Have his mama clean the spot up on top of the shelf. That's going right there.
Yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife. There's no doubt about that one. But until next week, we'll come back y'all with another homie picks. More to come, more news as things unfold. Playoff time is almost here. It is November. It's going to get a lot colder. A lot of teams going to underperform, and some are going to overperform. We'll see what happens then. But until then, see y'all next week, fellas. As always, thank y'all.
Peace.
Everybody.
Peace.